Danganronpa has a lot of crazy foreshadowing moments. Spoilers for all three main Danganronpa games, because today we're gonna look at a lot of these godly moments. First, we got the bad ending prediction from Hiro. This actually comes from his free time events. He predicts that Makoto's child and his child will have the same mother, and this does come true in the bad ending, which is really crazy. We're not done here though. Let's go all the way to V3 and go into Shuichi's lab, where we see a bookcase and we find 52 books. And in all the books, there are murders being shown. In the first few, the murders were just drawn, and then as the books went on, we got photographs. Coincidentally, we're in the 53rd killing game. Danganronpa was originally just some games and anime, hence why the first few books showed are drawings, and then Danganronpa evolved into a reality show where real life people kill each other, hence why you see photographs in the later books. Finally, we got Hiro's bold prediction. I don't think anyone takes his prediction of no murders occurring seriously, because why would you? He has 30% accuracy, there's already been 3 murders, so why wouldn't there be a 4th? And then you realize he's right. And the moment you realize the prediction was true, is just a truly mind-blowing experience. And overall, I actually do think it's the best foreshadowing moment in Danganronpa. Now a lot of you are probably not too satisfied. Some of you probably learned something new, but a lot of you guys have probably heard about these things before. I wanted to get all these moments out of the way because even though most people already know about them, they're still really great foreshadowing moments. In fact, they're probably some of the best in the series. However, Danganronpa takes foreshadowing to the next level. You see, most times foreshadowing takes place in one game. A line may hint at something that will take place later on in that same game. But Danganronpa foreshadows the next game in the series. Let's look at Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc to see what I'm talking about. Makoto Naegi falls into the garbage dump, and then Kyoko jumps into the dump to save him. We then talk to Kyoko, and the game answers an important question. Why did Kyoko decide to trust us with all the sneaky plans? What if the player was the mastermind? Kyoko says she just thought Makoto was the least likely to be the mastermind. It was just her intuition, and I think it's fair for her to think that. After all, Makoto is actively participating in the trials and sending his classmates to death head on. She needs at least one other person for stealth missions to succeed, so she does have to pick someone, and she chose Makoto. Makoto responds by saying, "Yeah, there's no way an average student like me can be the mastermind." Oh. Yeah, I do believe they hinted at the Hajime being the mastermind twist in the first game. I mean, if it was just the character saying they couldn't be the mastermind, that wouldn't really mean anything, but Makoto specified that an average student couldn't be the mastermind, so I feel like this was just a hint to Hajime. Now let's look at Danganronpa 2. In chapter 4, Nagito hates everything, and because he hates everything, he decides to tell Hajime a story. He says the story is told from the perspective of a high school girl that got involved in a serial killer murder mystery, but plot twist, the girl was the killer all along. Now this was probably foreshadowing for the Hajime Izuru plot twist, with Hajime being the mastermind all along, but I also think this might also hint at Kaede's trial. I mean, we are playing from the perspective of a high school girl who ended up being the killer. Then there's the Monokuma Theater. Everything is a lie. Everything is fiction. Yeah, this Monokuma Theater just tells you what happens in the last chapter of V3. They just casually drop this in a Monokuma Theater of all places. But it's not just the Monokuma Theater. You better not say we're fictional characters.
Even if your body is real, your identities, personalities, talents, and past are all fiction.
Danganronpa V3's ending in general is something that is foreshadowed a lot. You got Tsumugi going crazy over cosplay in chapter 4. You have the prologue. You have the constant hinting at Kibo's inner voice being the audience. You have the nano cubs being hinted at with Gonta noticing bugs. And quite honestly, you can say this about the first 2 games as well. I really do like how every game throws many hints at their endgame twists. In Danganronpa 1, at chapter 1, they hint at the possibility of people watching the killing game. The memory loss is hinted at with the photos of the students. The fact that they want to stay in the school is hinted at with the dream sequence and a note. Even the Junko Mukuro twist. The game doesn't actively try to hide it from you. The clues are there. The fake nails are shown from the get-go. There's also hints at the beginning, such as how Makoto thought Junko looked different, and Junko said it was photoshopped. In Danganronpa 2, the virtual twist is hinted at right away, and the ultimate despair twist is hinted at in chapter 4 and 5, when it's shown that Nagito hates everyone and not just Hajime. Also, Hajime's talent twist is hinted at through a dream sequence and in the beginning of the game, where he literally says he's not special at all. Now, something that's very obscure is the titles in Danganronpa, like the chapter titles. I know nobody thinks about that, because why would you? I mean, look at some of these titles. But there's one title that actually hints at the mastermind of the game. Danganronpa 1, Chapter 5, 100 Mile Dash, Pain of a Junk Food Junkie. Does that word remind you of anyone? Junk? Oh? There we go. Alright, let me try to explain myself here, because this probably seems stupid right now. Like, I just took a word, added an O, and now I'm calling it foreshadowing. Well, in Chapter 5, we have a scene with Monokuma in the bloody classroom, where Monokuma uses the word junk and chin up soldier pretty soon afterward, which could be references to Junko and Mukuro. So the chapter basically just foreshadows the Despair Sisters. Now, I know there's also the two foreshadowing moments in Chapter 3 from the first two games. We got Hifumi, who hinted at the fact that the students had all met before they were classmates. And we got Mikan hinting at the fact that all of these guys are ultimate despairs. But the thing is, I actually wouldn't put these as great foreshadowing moments. I actually thought these were not that well done. I don't know, for me, they just felt confusing at the time, and they weren't really effective at the time they were presented. Now, this last one was not something that I thought of. It's something I found in a Reddit post, and I'll link the post in the description, because it is 10,000 IQ. It really is just pure genius, and if this was intentional on Kodaka's part, then he's also a genius. But Reddit user Mar Zilung pointed out something crazy about Chapter 1 of V3. Remember when Monokuma said, if a murder didn't occur by nighttime, then every student forced to participate in the killing game will die? So Shuichi is here theorizing, and he's thinking, hey, maybe the mastermind is within our group, because Monokuma said only the participants that are forced to play the killing game will die. So the mastermind, who voluntarily decide to be a part of the killing game, would just spare their own life once the time limit expired and killed everyone else. Then we get to Chapter 6, and Tsumugi reveals that everyone willingly participated in the killing game. Well, everyone except Rentaro. Rentaro was the ultimate survivor, and it was his punishment to play in the next killing game. So when Monokuma said if a murder didn't occur by nighttime, then every student forced to participate in the killing game will die, the only one that would die is Rentaro. Because Tsumugi planned to kill Rentaro all along, and that person was the one person that was forced to play the killing game. Remember, I did not think about this. All the credit goes to this Reddit user. And there you have it. A lot of crazy foreshadowing in Danganronpa. A lot of foreshadowing from game to game, which is pretty insane. Now, some of these moments aren't really foreshadowing, but they're still cool things to think about nonetheless. Write down any cool foreshadowing moments I may have missed, because I'm pretty sure there's like 100 more that I missed, but you know. And I'll see you all next time.